we are here with the Comedy. The Comedy are a Montreal band, and they're quickly emerging. They're here at CMW this week, and we're just going to ask them a few questions. So guys, tell me how excited you are about performing this week at Canadian Music Week.
Well, we're pretty excited because it's like our first show outside of Montreal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've only been a band for a year now. We started last November. Yeah. And we quickly found a sound that worked for us, and we started an album, and we just finished it a couple months ago. And yeah, we're pretty excited. We're performing tomorrow night. I mean tonight. and it's nice to finally play in front of a different crowd, from a different city.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's pretty amazing for us just to be in Canadian Music Week for, our first full year as a band. It's kind of mind-blowing that we actually got a chance to be here.
Right,
so we're
definitely.
Excited is an understatement. We're ecstatic to be here.
Yeah, of course. This is great exposure, especially for a band that's not in Toronto, to be seen out of all the bands that are around and to be chosen. That's great to be here. Now, as you were saying before, November 2010 is when you guys sort of got together and started working together. From what I've read and heard, you guys, you kind of all met through school, or you met through...
Well, we all went to high school together.
Okay.
In Montreal. And...
didn't really know Pasquale and Mitch knew each other, and Costa and I knew each other.
We were in different grades.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right, so it wasn't cool at the time.
But we always kind of we had a lot of shows and stuff. We always kind of played.
At school, like variety shows.
Okay.
So,
we're all got pretty tight after.
Yeah, because I had moved to LA for a bit. I was studying music there.
Right.
And we sort of all went our separate ways, except for them two, and they had started a band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then after a couple of projects of mine that weren't working out, I got back with Mitchell to just jam out a couple songs, and that's basically how we started. We called them up to come join us, and just started again. So
very cool.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. The time that you guys spent away doing your own things and, kind of working yourself out, the sound that you now have, do you think that would have been possible if you, say, just started the band, in the time that you guys first met? Or do you think that the time away sort of got you prepared for...
Sorry, go ahead.
I studied something completely different. I studied opera.
Right.
I still do with Miguel, and I was always into Radiohead with Mitchell, and I guess you have to grow up a bit before you can find your own sound or your own voice. So I think it was the right time to get together. I think if we had gotten together earlier, maybe it would have been the same thing.
Well, definitely, because Mitch and I have been playing in bands since 2007 together, and we never had anything that was
very amateur.
This really I think we all matured and came together and really started making music that we can all really be proud of.
And my stuff was very far away from what this is. It was more poppy and I didn't have since I was never playing with artists the same age or a band setting. I always had musicians that would come with me and it was all in my hands. Now I can connect with other people that share the same vision, and it's it's a different feel altogether.
Yeah. Now, looking at your debut, Deadlights, it's awaiting release, but you guys have sort of allowed fans to go onto your website and download it for free.
Yeah.
Of course, we see the marketing aspect. That's a great idea. Do you see a lot of fans that were grateful for the fact that you said, here's our music for free, and then come to the show? Do you find that that's working for you guys?
I think so. we have a pretty awesome fan base back in Montreal. Our fans are great, and I think it's nice to give back to them, because every time they come out to a show, it's really nice to be able to see people knowing the words.
I think that the most important thing about that was that it's our first thing in music in Toronto. So it's for me it was especially the state it's in now with people downloading music, it's you know what? Until the physical copy comes out, you can check out our music.
Check it out.
You get to know what's
kind
of becomes with physical copy is more of a a support thing, you know, rather than we need the money. Like, give us your money.
It's really not about that. It's like, what better way is there for people to listen to the music than to give it to them? Like, it's that's what the goal is right now for us, just to spread it around, be heard. Like, hopefully people will like it.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about your inspirations. You did mention Radiohead, and I also read Stephen King, David Lynch, Dr. Dre.
Wow.
I see. They're all great with words. They're all great with telling stories. What else is it about this group that contributes to your sound?
Well, our inspiration comes from everywhere. From like pop culture, from highbrow literature, from other music, from TV shows, comic books. Like, I think for us, a lot about Deadlights is kind of telling a story that might not be obvious to everyone, but it is for us.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the music is just our channeling how we feel about things, as kind of vague as that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's something personal or not personal, like, I mean, also other influences. The biggest influence for me, of course, is classical music, because that's what I've sort of been immersed in for most of my life. So it's like, it's interesting to attack something else with that mindset of like, because classical music, you're very meticulous with the music and everything means something, and you know, but I mean, it could be something as serious as that and something as not serious as a quote from The Matrix.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which may or may not be
actually, I take The Matrix very seriously.
We actually have two of our songs are named after Matrix quotes.
You can guess which one.
I take that stuff very seriously.
There you go.
So, I'm already a fan. I'm already a fan. With your sound, what we did notice, actually, we did hear a sort of a Radiohead reminiscence, a few things that Radiohead is known for and that people love and like. It's hard to class music. I mean, especially if you're a fan of different types of music, it's very hard to say, okay, this is hip hop and this is rock and this is pre-grunge or post-grunge, whatever. But if you were to name the category of music that you guys create, what would you name it?
Really broadly, alternative rock. But even then, it's hard for us to say.
Yeah.
I think it's especially hard for the band to say for themselves. Because for us, like, making music is not like we're working in a category. We're just like exploring sounds that we like and like trying to make songs that we think are very reflective of ourselves. And it's ever changing. You know, we're not gonna necessarily stay to our genre, although who knows?
Yeah. You just play in whatever comes.
I mean, in our jam space, we play some classic rock, we play some really funky stuff sometimes.
It gets a bit wild.
And I think we try to explore different areas of music too.
I think the challenge is always to like
reinvent yourself.
Yeah, reinvent yourself. I mean, it's early now because it's like we just got an album out and like you always want to work faster than you should.
Yeah.
But it's important to always look at things differently and change your perspective, just for the excitement of the fan. You know, I love, for me, it's like waiting for an album from Radiohead is like, what are they going to do next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You wait for it. It's just like, and other things have that too, like a great product or like the iPad 3 is waiting for it, you know? So I mean, that's how we like look at the music.
Yeah. Well, I know it's so early to say what you guys, what can we expect from you soon, but what kind of things do you think you're going to have ready for your fans by, let's say, the end of the year?
Oh,
we're going to
a plethora of things. Well, we're going to have our launch in maybe 2 months, like 6 to 10 weeks, let's say. After that, we might have a single sometime in the summer, something new.
We've got a couple of new songs we've been working on, so we're going to
as for the tour, the only thing that's holding us back is like funds. We're trying to figure out ways how to make that possible. But it's definitely going to happen
hopefully in the next year.
I would think being here has a lot of, you're going to get exposed to a lot of people.
We're hoping so. Make some contacts.
Toronto's awesome.
So we're definitely going to, like, during the summer, we definitely have plans to leave Montreal and perform different places. place like that.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's 1 or 2 shows, like, let's just do it.
Yeah. Well, it was really nice meeting you guys, and